Okay, so for assignment number 3, you should have this paper that says forming a scientific hypothesis. So we're going to secure it in our notebook. I am going to tape mine. You can glue yours. Alright, so now let's look at this assignment. It says, when following the scientific method, forming a hypothesis takes place after asking a testable question and conducting research. A hypothesis is an educated guess or prediction about the outcome of an experiment. Okay, so that is a very important statement. So I'm going to highlight it. A hypothesis is an educated guess or prediction about the outcome of an experiment. A hypothesis must be testable and contain an independent variable and dependent variable. So it must be testable and it must contain an independent variable and a dependent variable. For science, most hypotheses are written as if, then, because. So an example is, if compost is added to tomato plants, then the plant will produce more tomatoes because the plant will have more nutrients to make tomatoes. Notice that the if portion of the statement is followed by a change or procedure. This is the independent variable and the cause of the predicted change. So remember, the independent variable causes the change. The then portion of the statement is the dependent variable and what the scientist would measure or the effect of the change. The because is also the important part of the statement because it is based on observations, research, or previous knowledge about the topic. So let's go through these examples. Okay, write a hypothesis using an if, then, because statement and the testable question below. So our question for number 1 is, does the type of liquid of an ice cube an ice cube is placed in affect the rate at which it melts? So we're going to start with if. Okay, if an ice cube is placed in water, milk, and soda, then the ice cube will melt fastest in the water because there are fewer added ingredients. So I set it up, okay? If an ice cube is placed in water, milk, and soda, so those are my different liquids, then the ice cube will melt faster in the water because there are fewer added ingredients. So I have my if, then, because. Number 2, what effect does temperature have on the strength of a magnet? So we always start with if. Okay, we look at what is the object that we're testing. So if a magnet is in different temperatures, because our question tells us that it's different temperatures, then the magnet in the cold, if you go off the paper, it's okay, will have the highest strength because, so we have our if, then, and now we need to do our because. So I'm going to come down here, okay, because I'm running out of room, because colder objects have more attractive particles. Okay, sorry. Alright, so if a magnet is in different temperatures, then the magnet in the cold will have the highest strength because colder objects have more attractive particles. So when I was researching, I would have looked up magnetic strength, what has happened when people have tested it before, does temperature affect it, then it may tell me about how colder temperatures, you know, attract particles, those kinds of things. Okay? Now, number 3. How does exercise affect people's heart rates? If a person exercises, then their heart rate will increase because exercise increases circulation. I did not realize how small the spaces were, so we're just going to do our best, okay? If a person exercises, then their heart rate will increase because exercise increases circulation. Number 4, this is our last example. Do white chocolate and dark chocolate have the same melting point? So we're testing 2 different chocolates, and we're going to be looking at what point do they melt, okay? So if white and dark chocolate are heated, then this is my prediction part, white chocolate will melt faster, so it means the melting point, because there's less cocoa in it. Because there is less cocoa in it. So again, I'm doing my if, then, because. It's not personal at all. Okay?